Hello everyone, welcome to Amazon Web Services Machine Learning Operations with AWS Masterclass, and we are in day 6 of this Machine Learning Operations with AWS. So in the previous class we have discussed about the introduction of machine learning, about SageMaker, about how to download your CSV or the dataset file. It will be in the CSV file format, right? So today we are going to see about how to handle the data with Pandas, okay? And before that we want to load our data set into our AWS. Like you would have collected your data set, but have you ever wondered how are you going to use it in AWS? So we are going to load it. So we have many storage options and we are going to prefer nothing but S3, okay? So we'll be storing our CSV file in S3 bucket, and then using that bucket we can call using the link which is provided in the bucket for that particular file, and we can load it into our notebook and work on it. So we'll start with Pandas. In the meantime, in between we'll try to see how to load or save it in bucket and then access it. Starting with Pandas, Pandas is an important Python library working used for working with especially datasets. So it has functions for analyzing, cleaning, exploring and manipulating the data. So as I told you earlier, when you go and work with this data set, so when you download this commonly available data, when you collect it, so it's from the public or from any organization. So the thing is, it may or may not be correct, and there can be some issues associated with it. Okay, like there can be some false values or like out of range values. Okay, null values, no values in that place, unnecessary things. Okay, wrong informations. So these things can be present, and what is the thing is, whenever you get a data, you cannot directly give it to a machine learning model. So there are some steps you have to follow to make it and verify and correct it. Okay, that's what this manipulating the data whenever required. You want to perform that task, then only you can give it to your algorithm for prediction. So Pandas has all the functions for you to go and analyze it. And there are a few functions for cleaning it, exploring also with comes with analyzing, and you can manipulate some of the data also. And Pandas is fast and it has high performance and productivity for the users. And once again, Pandas allows us to analyze big data and make conclusions based on statistical theories. So previously in the previous session we have seen about how to download a hard data set, where we had something like 1000 rows, which is like 1000 patient details. So these are some of the small data sets. We can handle even 50,000 or 1 lakh amount of details or like rows, where these are very big, and these big data can be easily manipulated or analyzed with the help of Pandas. And Pandas can clean the messy data and make them readable and relevant, and it's very important in case of machine learning. You can convert this masterclass into 1 month certified internship on machine learning operations with AWS. Once you join the internship, you will be getting all these benefits such as 30 days of live sessions, 90 days of access to all the records, 6+ source codes of AWS projects, downloadable code files, 30 days downloadable PPTs, 5 mentor live and mastermind session in Zoom where you can directly interact with the mentor and clarify all your doubts, internship confirmation letter, and then internship certification when you join this internship. To avail this internship, you can get it at a discounted fee at $799. The registration link is posted in chat box. You can get benefited by getting all these benefits of internship by joining the internship at this registration link. It is available at this discounted fee at $799. So once you join as an internship user, it is a 1 month internship. So you'll be getting a separate agenda and separate contents for 30 days, which includes basics of AWS, in-depth machine learning with deep learning as well as machine learning operations from the scratch with Git, GitHub, and then SageMaker deployments and AWS AI services. We'll be deploying the projects. We have projects such as vehicle insurance claim fraud detection, Avalon age prediction, SageMaker project, clustering project, census income prediction project with deployment, as well as music rating recommender system project with deployment. So we'll be creating pipeline in AWS, and we can deploy the model and give it to the client in production With that API link, you can get predictions real time. So you can get all these benefits at this discounted fee at 799, and the registration link is posted in chat box. So starting with the installation of Pandas. So this is from Python libraries, right? So pip is nothing but Python package installer. So you can go and type pip install Pandas. So I think we can go parallelly hands-on in our notebook from SageMaker. So let me go into it, and it's in service. I have opened it. I'll open Jupyter. Okay, let me create a new notebook. Yeah, the kernel is running. Please, we'll wait for it. Day 6 WS. Yeah, just check whether it is working or not with print hello world. Once again, it's running fine. So the installation command, what you can do is, if you want to run it in the cell itself, okay, you can go and use this exclamatory mark, and along with that you can type pip install Pandas to install Pandas. So if I run this, the run cell is here. It is going to take some time, and it is telling me requirement already satisfied because I already have this Pandas installed. Okay, so if you don't have, it will like download and install it, so you don't have to worry about it. So once you have installed it, so the next step is, whenever you are using a library in Python, you want to call that library, which means once you install it in that notebook, if you are going to use it, then you have to import it. Okay, and you can import with the command import Pandas as PD. So whenever we are going to use Pandas, we have to call the name Pandas. Okay, import Pandas. And the thing is, every time you want to use Pandas, you have to go and call the Pandas, and then you can use those options available with Pandas. For example, like this series, or like this, when you see here data frame, this read underscore CSV, you can see I'm giving an alias or short name, okay, a nickname like that. So why I'm doing it, every time we want to use Pandas, we have to type the full name, and we are going to deal with a bunch of libraries in machine learning, and you have to like do these in a lot of places, and when you are going to write that much kind of code, so this is going to take a lot of time, and it's unnecessary, right? So that's why we are giving some short name as PD. So whenever you want to call Pandas, you can just go and call PD. So we can import it first. Import Pandas as PD. So this star symbol represents the cell is running, and if you get a number, which means it ran properly, now it's done. If you have any error, it is going to show you the error here. Okay, and now we have imported Pandas. Now it's time for us to see about what is Pandas series. So Pandas has something known as series in it. So what is the series? A Pandas series is like a column in a table. Okay, it's like a single column in a table, which means it is a one-dimensional array holding data of any type. Clear? A data, like a Pandas has a series, it's like a column in a table. It's like a single column, only one column. It's a one-dimensional array holding data of any type. For example, I'm having a list here of Python. I can convert it into a series with the help of pd.series, and this s should be in capital, and you can pass this data inside, which is going to convert it into a Pandas series, and you can check that too. So we'll try hands-on. We'll just create a list, and then we'll try to create or like transform it into a Pandas series and check whether it is a series or whatever it is. So let me go and use for example, let me give like okay. So what I'm going to do, let me call my series equal to pd dot capital S series. I'll pass my list inside. Okay, I'll print my series, and what we got is, this is a single column, and this is the index number or like serial number. So in Python, the index starts from 0, right? So in the 0th index we are having A and then so on. Okay, so this is a series, it's like a single column. You will be getting whatever you are entering, you will be arranged in that format like this. Okay, and you can also check if you have doubt whether it is a series or whatever it is. What you can do is you can just go and print the type of my series or the variable which is holding the series. So I am passing it, and if I get it, it is telling me it belongs to the class pandas, and in that it belongs to series. Okay, so this is a panda series which is like a single column or one dimensional thing. And there is also something which is known as pandas data frame. So what is this data frame? So in pandas, like series, we are having something known as data frame. So in data frame, it is a 2D array. Okay, it's a 2D where list or series is a one dimensional array. This one data frame is a two dimensional array like object that can hold any data type. So it's similar to a table and column with many rows. Okay, like many rows consisting of rows and columns. It's like a table. When we combine two or more series, it will become a data frame, right? So this is a single column, this is a single column. Even though you have multiple columns, single columns, you can attach them to create a data frame. And you can try this also. For example, if you are having a dictionary, you can directly convert them into pandas data frame by passing it in pd dot capital D data capital F frame. Okay, data frame, and please note it down, the series and data frame, they should be in caps and the starting letter, then only it will work. And we'll try to repeat the same where I have a key and the value is like I'm having list with multiple values. X equal to, I'll create a dictionary. So the name will be John Kennedy Dubey. Okay, comma, I'll enter the age 12, 14, 16, comma, city Houston, Texas, New York. Okay, so let me run this, and what I'm going to do is df, which is nothing but data frame, I'll call it pd dot capital D data frame. Okay, and I'll just pass this x inside, and now it is ran, and in df we will be having the data frame. So I can just print df, and what you can see, it is like a table, right? So you'll be having column names and serial number or index with multiple rows and columns. If you just pass the df, you can get a nice table like this from the Jupyter notebook. So instead of printing it, you can directly run it. You can get something like this visually, which is good. And you can also check whether what it is. So I can just type print the type of df. This should give me it belongs to the pandas data frame. Okay, so these are the very basic things regarding series and data frame. So now if you are clear with this concept, okay, what is a data frame, what is a series, then we can work with our data set. Okay, because this is like a table with rows and columns, right? Similarly, our data set is also going to be in the same format like rows and columns. It is also be loaded as a data frame. So now comes the question, how to load a CSV file into your Jupyter notebook. So for that, you have to save your CSV file or your data set in the bucket, S3 bucket, and then you can use some link from there to access it through this Jupyter notebook. So first let me go and open. I'll just create a new tab, and let me just go and check for S3. Okay, so these are the buckets I'm having. So let me go into the data sets. So I'm having multiple buckets. So here there is nothing. So let me go and upload, and I'll add files. So I have downloaded few data sets. So as we saw in previous class, you can just take these data sets. This one is diabetes, this one is heart, and this one is about Titanic. Okay, so I'll just go and open it. Yeah, I have these three data sets, and this is the destination where you can see S3. and then we are having like the name of the bucket, and then slash, you can give the name of the file to read it. So first let me upload it, and it's uploading. Yeah, it's done now. I'll just close and check my bucket, and I have these 3 files. So now we have loaded our bucket with like all the data sets. So now comes the question, how to access it from my notebook. So Pandas will help us to do it, guys. So if you want to load a CSV file into your notebook, Python notebook, you can use Pandas, where we will be using read_CSV. So this is especially used to read a CSV file, where you can open a CSV file. I'll just go with read_CSV, and inside of it, what I have to do is, for example, usually what we used to do is, if you are using it from any of your system ID, then what you will be doing is, you will be giving it the entire path. For example, if I have it in my desktop, you will be giving the entire path and then the file name along with extension, which is nothing but .csv. So here also, what we will be doing is, we can copy a link from this bucket, okay, like the path of that file. It will contain the S3, the bucket name, the file name along with extension. It can be passed on into this read_CSV, and we can load it. So let me just go. So how to copy the path? For example, if I need this diabetes.csv file, I can just select this, and you can find, I can see something known as copy S3.uri. If you click it, it will be copied in your clipboard. So you can just go and use, for example, so diabetes equal to pd dot, what it is, guys, it is read_CSV, and I can pass the thing which I have copied. And what it is, guys, it is telling it's S3, main datasets, the bucket name, and then the file name along with the extension. So if I run this, this should load me this dataset diabetes.csv file into this variable diabetes. So let me run this. And it ran, guys. So we got the number here, so which means this file is loaded. So now I can just go and call the diabetes, and what it is giving, guys, can you see it? So this is a diabetes dataset. It is having like totally 768 rows and 9 columns. So it cannot show you all the 968 rows, right? So what it is doing is, it is showing you the first 5 and last 5 rows of this entire dataset. Okay, similarly you can load some other dataset too. For example, in the previous class we have seen about heart disease dataset, right? So let me go and copy the URI for that, and I load with pd.read_CSV, and inside quotation mark I can pass this. So this should load me the heart dataset. You can just go on heart, I'll just show it, and you can see it is totally having 1025 rows and 14 columns, and this is what it is composed of, first 5 and last 5 rows. Clear? And now we'll go and see how to analyze the data with the help of Pandas. And even if you have a JSON file, you can read that too with the help of read_JSON from Pandas. Okay, it's not limited. Some kind of data set may be available in this format. So in that case, you can use this read_JSON. We'll start with analyzing the data. So first, let us see about dataset.head. Okay, so what is this dataset? Again, I'll tell you, this dataset is nothing but the variable I have stored. Okay, for example, it can be heart or diabetes, whichever I want to work on. And you can wonder, what is this now? Okay, this variable. So what I'll be doing is, I'll just print the type of diabetes. And what it is telling, it belongs to, can you see it, what it is telling? It belongs to the class Pandas DataFrame, right? So using read_CSV, whatever you are loading, that variable is now a Pandas DataFrame, which is like a 2-dimensional array, like tables and columns, right? Rows and columns like a table. I can go and search for this heart also, so it is also telling it belongs to the data frame. Now this variable is a Pandas data frame, and it has many options for you to analyze and do work on it. Okay, So you can go and check what are the things available, and we'll just see. Like you are having options such as dot head. So if you use this option, it is going to show you the first 5 rows. Okay, we'll check it. So I'll just go with dot head using parentheses. If I pass this, I'll be getting just the first 5 rows. So if I want the first 10, what I can do is, here instead of leaving it empty, I can pass the 10 inside of it. Okay, so you can get the first 10. And if you want some other number like 16, you can get that too. It will show you the first 16 rows. It starts from 0 and ends in 15, totally 16. Clear? You can do the same with other dataset also. This is common. And if you want to see the same in reverse case, which means the tail, the last 5 you can go and get from dataset.tail. So this tail is going to give you the last 5 rows. Similarly, you can also get some other number which you are wishing. So hard.tail. So it's giving me the last 5 rows, right? So I can also go and search like dot tail, and I'll pass any number. So it is going to give me that much of rows from the reverse scale. Okay. And next we are having something known as dataset.info. So what is this info will do? It will give you information about the dataset. We'll go and get and see what information it is giving. .info. Okay, so what you can see here, it is giving me that like type of it belongs to data frame, and the index range. What is index? This number is called as index, or like serial number. It starts from 0 and ends still 1024. And the columns, totally we are having 14 columns, including like the age, sex. These are all about the patients, right? So we are having all those things. And here you can find the data type of it. It belongs to integer 64. This one is also like, this one is allowed from float. And you can also see other thing which is nothing but non-null count. So what is this non-null means? So what is a null value? Null value means, like for example, here we are having values, but instead of this place, what if there is nothing here? Okay, no values, nothing entered, it will be a empty thing, right? So it is called as null value. So this, like, it's actually a real problem, guys. In machine learning, you cannot have any null value in your data set. If you have to process it. Okay, we'll be seeing how to process it. But if you have null value, you are not allowed to proceed to algorithm. So it will lead to like some improper predictions. So what you have to do is you have to correct it. And it is always an important thing to check whether your data set is having null value or not. Okay, and there are other methods too. But when you go for .info, you can get the non-null count actually. Okay, and it is giving me non-null means it's actually a value present, and totally 1025 entries and everything is present here. That's what this 1025 in everywhere is telling you. And like total memory usage and so on, you are getting this information from this .info. Then if you go and use this .describe, it is going to give you a statistical summary. So what is a statistical summary? We'll check it. So this is what I got, guys. So if I go and use this .describe, it is going to give me like things like count, totally how much count present in each column. Okay, what is the mean value in each column? For example, the age, the mean value is 54. Okay, and the standard deviation, minimum value, what is the maximum value, what is the 75th, 50th or 25th percentile you can get for all the columns. Okay. And have you ever wondered why these things, like for example, target is like whether the patient is having disease or not. So it is having like zeros and ones. Have you ever wondered why they are like giving it numbers instead of like if they give it like they have disease or not disease, which means a little bit easy, right? So the thing is, when you are going to like what is an algorithm, it will do statistical thing, right? So this data set should be in numerical format completely. There shouldn't be any kind of text data inside of it. Okay, which means if you are having any kind of text, you have to convert it into numerical format. We are going to see about it, what all the process behind it, just for your clarification I'm telling. So it's called as encoding. We'll be seeing about it, and then we'll go and see some other analyzing tool, which is nothing but dataset.columns. So these things are methods inside of this data frame, okay, which means like it's Python class, and inside of it you are having methods. So you have to use parentheses. These are attributes, so you don't have to particularly use any parentheses here. So you can go and use the dot columns to get a list where you will be having all the column names. For example, hot dot columns. Okay, if I pass parentheses here, and it's not an callable object, so you can just pass it like this. You can get a list with all the column names. You can do the same with that diabetes also. Okay, you'll be having those details. Next, you can go and get shape of it. So what is the shape actually? The shape of the data set is nothing but the number of rows and columns. So if you get this dot shape, it is going to give you a tuple with number of rows at first and number of columns at second, separated by comma. Okay, so we'll just try to get it. Hot dot shape. So I am getting a tuple, and tuple is something like it's enclosed inside parentheses, right? And we'll be having, this is the number of rows and this is the number of columns. And if you want the data types of all the columns, you can go and use dataset.dtypes. It is going to give you the data types present in that column, like .dtypes. So this is the data type we are having in each column. Similarly, you can also go and get the index information using .index. So it should give you the index informations. So the index range starts from 0 and it ends at 1025, and the step is 1. Okay, like one step it is going keep on increasing. If you have 2 steps, it's like 0, 2, 4, 8 and something like that. Here the step is 1. Clear? These are some of the basic analyzing tools. And now it's time for us to learn how to select a single column. For example, let me show you. Hot dot head. Okay, so I'm having all these column names. So if I want to work on only one column, for example, if I want to take about this target, so how to do it? Or any other column, one column or multiple column, how to choose it? So if you want to select a single column, you can use something like this one or this one. 2 options you have. Okay, so in the first one, you have to pass the name of the column you want to select inside this square bracket. You can call it like this. You can call the name of the data set, for example, hot, and inside square bracket I can call the name of the like column I need. For example, I can call the target, and if you can see the single column is alone called. Okay, this is the index number and this is the column. You can also go and check with age, and you can see 52, 53, 70 and so on. Okay, this is how you can select a single column. Or instead what you can do is you can call the name of the data set and you can go with the dot the column name. So it's also giving me the same details. This is from cholesterol. And if you want to take multiple columns like 2, 3 and so on, and one thing guys, see here, before going on to that, if I call a single column, what it is, this is nothing but a single column or one dimensional array. It is Pandas series. Okay, if you store in a variable, now x is going to be a Pandas series. Clear? And then if you want to select multiple columns, you can go and use another square bracket inside of it and call the name of the columns you want. Like you can go and get something like heart inside of it. Okay, you can see the structure how I'm mentioning. So I need age, cholesterol and target column. Okay, so what you can see, I got these 3 alone from the above. Okay, if you want to store in variable, you can store it in y. Now in y we have, it's a different data set, a data frame where you have these 3 columns allowed. So this is how you can go and select single and multiple columns, and you can work on it. And now we'll see how to use some of the tools to analyze individually, okay, individually using a single column. For example, if you are having a column and if you want to find how many unique values are present, so like you can go and see like this. For example, in this target column, I want to find what all the unique values present there. Okay, what is unique value? You can see, for example, in this target there are 0. I don't know whether whatever values in this target columns having, it can have 0, 1, 2, many things, right? But the first 5 is giving 0, but I want to find what all the unique values present in that single column. So what I can do is, I can go and select that single column, target. Okay, now I selected the single column and I can go with dot unique. This unique, when you select a single column, it is going to give you an array, okay, where it composed of the unique values. For example, this column is having 0 and 1. Okay, you can go and check for other columns also, but we'll just check with old peak. But when you go for these numerical values, they will be in a lot of range, right? So this range of values is going to give you like, these are the unique values present there, okay, in this old peak. So we'll just load another data set also. For example, this train.csv, I'll just copy the URI file and I'll just load it. It's based on the Titanic p.read_csv. You can get it from Kaggle. I'll also provide these datasets in the downloadables. And what you can see, so this is a dataset, and what you can see here, NaN is nothing but null value. So if you want to check, we haven't seen the proper way to check a null value, but before what we have seen, we can go and use something known as .info, right? So if we use this info, so what you can see in the non-null count, you can see some values are like decreasing. In age, it seems like we are having null value. In embarked we are having, in cabin we are having a lot. So you can see like in cabin, totally out of 891, 204 non-null values are present, which means the remaining things are null values, right? So you can see a lot of null values are there. And this embarked is nothing but the station where the passengers of the Titanic got like boarded into, okay? And we have the passenger class. So for example, if I want to find Titanic, okay, I want to find what all the unique passenger class available, I can go and select that single thing and go with .unique, and it is telling me 3 classes are available: first class, second class and third class. Okay, and you can also go and check for embarked and anything it is going to give you. And now comes the question, I want to find how many passengers were in first class, how many passengers were in second class, and how many passengers were in third class. Which means I want to count like how many 2s are there in this passenger class, how many 1 is there in passenger class, how many 3 is in passenger class. So what I can do is, I can go with .value_counts. Okay, .value_counts, it is going to give you the number of occurrences of unique value. So I can go and get like Titanic in that passenger class .value_counts. And what it is nicely giving is 491 persons belong to third class, okay, 216 belong to first class, and 184 belongs to second class, which means in this passengers class column, like 491 places we are having 3, and 1 is repeating 216 places, and 184 places we are having 2. Okay, you can go and check the same. For example, if you want to find in this Titanic dataset, I want to find the station, what is the unique thing? .unique is going to give me the unique values, and it seems like some null values are also present. S, C and Q are the 3 things, like Southampton, Chernberg, Queensberg, some 3 names. And instead of unique, if I go with .value_counts, So it should give me the values actually. So in 644 places S is there, in 168 places C is there, in 77 places Q is there. Okay, so this is how you can use these tools to analyze. And if you want to like take a single column and find the mean value of it, you can use dot mean to get the average value, that is nothing but the mean value. So if you have 5 things, add all them and divided them by 5. And when you want to find the median value, what is the median value? The middle value, right? So you want to arrange them in the ascending order from smallest to largest, and then you want to just find the middle value. So we'll just go and try it. Okay, it's now ready. Some kind of network issues. Yeah. So let us go and check the age column. I want to find the median value. So in Titanic, we'll just go and get age dot mean. So this is the mean value of this Titanic dataset, average value, and if I go with median value, so this is the median value from this dataset. Clear? Now let us see how to slice a series, guys. So if you want to slice a series, so first of all, what is a series? It is a single column. So let me print the X we have loaded earlier. What is this X actually? X is like the cholesterol column, right? So this X is a cholesterol column. So I have a single column. So if I want something like only one thing, I want to find this 0. Okay, if I pass this like this, X of 0, if I want to slice it like this, using index number, to give me the value of X in 0th place is 212. Okay, if I go and get for 1024, it should give me this 180. Directly it is just giving, guys. Can you see it? For 4th place it's 294. Based on the index you can get it. And if you want to find a range of values, for example from 4 till 8, okay, so if you want till 8 in Python, you have to give the ending number one step above, which means if you enter 9, it will give you till 8 ending alone. Okay, so using colon you can mention the start and end. It is going to give you, see here, from 4 till 8. So if you want to include 9, you have to mention 10 here. See here, that values will be given. Okay, you can get from 0 the first 10. So this is how you can slice a series. And if you want a step, you can mention using colon, you can mention the number like 2. So this should give me with 2 step, 0, 2, 4, 6, 8 and so on. If you mention 3, it will give you in 3 step. Clear? This is how you can slice a series. And now comes the question, this is a data frame. Now you know how to slice a series, but how will you slice a data frame? Okay, so the next task is how to slice a data frame. So for example, you are having a data frame. There are 2 options you can do, guys. One is known as .loc and another one is known as .iloc. Okay, this is what location and this is index location. Okay, so if you go and use this location, okay, whatever number or thing you are passing, it will try to locate it. Okay, so what it will be doing is it will be searching. For example, if this is the index number, if you enter 1020, it will try to find 1020 wherever it is. It will going to check from 1, okay, start. It is going to check whether what is 1020, and whenever it is finding, it is going to give you that. For example, here Titanic dot locate, if I enter 3, it is giving me the detail of the 3rd passenger, which is 41. You can see it, right, on their name. And what this is doing is it is just locating, okay, where the 3 is, it is locating. And you have another option which is iloc. Okay, so what is this index location is doing? It will search based on index, which means if you mention 3, it is going to come from this is 0th index, like automatically whatever the number or thing present here, even instead of 0, 1, 2, 3, you have something like ABCD or something like that. If you mention 3 here, it will start. This first thing will be a 0th index, this one will be a first index, this is 2nd index, this is 3rd index. So this is the value it is going to give. Here both the index number and the like index we are having, both are same, right, starting from 0. so you may get confused. But later on about pandas, we'll be seeing about how to rename the index, where I'll show you exactly how this iloc or locate is differencing. Okay, so like this you can split them also. You can go and get from 3 to 6 using index location, also using location. Okay, we'll see the exact difference. So it's a concept wise difference using location and index location, but exactly what it is we'll try to see or cover it in like further things when you see about renaming the index. You can convert this masterclass into 1 month certified internship on machine learning operations with AWS. On joining the internship, you will be getting all these benefits such as 30 days of live sessions, 90 days of access to all the records, source codes and project files downloadables, 30 downloadable PPTs, 5 mentor live in mastermind session in Zoom where you can directly interact with the mentor and clarify all your doubts, internship confirmation letter and then internship certification. To avail these benefits, you can join the internship at discounted fee at 799 and the registration link is posted in chat box. You can join as an internship user by registering there and you can get all these benefits. You will be getting a 30 days agenda, a content for 30 days along with all the downloadables and PPTs and these project file downloadables. So we'll continue with these things in next class guys. So thanks for watching. So we have some part of pandas left. We'll try to cover it with the next session. Okay, in next session we'll be completing pandas and also glue ETL. Okay, it's for doing the same task but with AWS services. Okay, so thanks for watching guys.